really helpful.
I won't be offended.
All those frustrations and emotions are good. They really help other people know how to handle it. So a couple things I wanted to share is I'm thinking of how you perform and to help everybody be better. And so Rachel had specific requests about certain training. So as I think of stuff, I'll research it and then I'll bring things up. So today I want to just share a couple things. That Augusta is the sum of all of its parts. So when you add something up to this great thing, it is the sum of every single one of us here. And so each person should value themselves and understand that they're valued here. And each person, if they take individual responsibility and learn every single angle of their job that they can, and have awareness of the roles that other people have and what is expected that the other people get done, then they become so aware of that and what each other needs that you're there for one another till you just roll like a well-oiled machine. You can feel each other out, you know each other's tone of voice, you know when they need help, you're always just listening. And that was very helpful for us when we worked at the other shop. Every conversation, we could tell somebody was struggling on the phone. I was sending Rachel messages. She was sending messages, to me. And it was amazing what we could get done by all of us hearing the same thing. So it is as challenging as it can be. It's really, really good that we're all in the same room. It's really awesome. So the next thing I wanted to say was you can train and learn and have intellectual skills to perform your job, like all the mechanics of your job. And your body is the thing that carries out all of these skills. So if you all know this, when you've come to work really, really tired, it's hard to even connect your thoughts together, let alone be fast on the draw to take care of things. So if your body's rested, fit, and fed with healthy food, it's capable of performing these tasks. So it is important. We've all seen people that think, oh, we can party all night and then I'm going to be good at their job, and they absolutely cannot even function the whole day. I mean, we're adults is the priority of what we're supposed to be doing. So have a good weekend and rest and all that type of thing, but so that we're just awesome when we come here together. So I want to talk about your body being that instrument.
Your body is the vessel.
So your body's a vessel. I'm going to say that. So,
trademarks.
Yes, but the instrument I want to talk about today is your voice. You all have a voice, and this is twofold. You all have something to say, and you've all been training on the actual things, like the mechanical things to say, but the confidence and the mood and your intelligence come from your voice, the way you project out what you've got in here. And you can't buy the voice, the other kind of voice that I'm talking about, because it comes from the deep recesses of your being, who you are and who you're seeking to become. So at home, in your personal relationships, the tone and the words that come from the physical person might disappoint you sometimes. You don't mean for stuff to come out like that, depending on how you feel and everything. And the person you want to be and exude is not seen in that instrument of your voice. But here at Augusta, you have a safe place, because none of us know all your weaknesses and your failures and, the people that are mad at you or how you overreact or anything at home. We don't know that side of you, and we've hired this person that we interviewed and thought would be valuable to us, right? So you are in a safe place to give place to the voice that you really want to have in the world and give to people. And so this is the place to push and grow and change and do the uncomfortable stuff to become the person that you really want to be. And then when you speak on the phone or to each other and you have that confidence and you push out that professional, polished you, it just becomes second nature to you. And you will find that when you answer the phone at home, it's the same way, because it just comes out, right?
Well, so I guess,
and I've done that too. Like if you work at several places, you go to the next place and hi, this is Taco Bell. Like if you work or two or three. And I looked at Rachel because she does that too.
Yeah, I did do that.
Yes.
I do too.
And you call customers patience and like the whole back and forth. So till it becomes the voice you always want to use to be caring, authentic, bold, and intelligent. I just encourage you, like, you don't have to think, oh, so-and-so could see me right now. They know I'm not really like this. Like, this is totally different. You can practice being the person you want to be. So that's really all I have to say on The Voice today. We'll talk more, the physical voice of, determining how to make our voices better. Other times, just little pointers. But that's all I have for today.
That was beautiful. That's way deep.
We are deep. We don't like surface stuff.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, so Friday, we got the franchisees and coming here. Usually do them bring on Saturday. We bring a bus. We bring them all in here. But I wanted to move it around so you see them and they see you. So we're gonna come in here Friday for like 10-15 minutes. If you're doing something and if the phones are ringing, that's totally fine. We'll shut up and you do your thing. That's good for them to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for them to see you all in action. The reason that's really why we're changing everything around in terms of training schedule is so they can see you in action and they actually know there's people working here, not being like, okay, great, little room here, computers, and then we're out of here on Saturdays, right? So that's me Friday. And kind of bouncing off what Liz said, two things I was thinking about. So one is I really encourage, and this is something that we've more solidified over the other shop because we've been around longer, but I know here we're just kind of getting started, we're kind of building our culture, building our core values, etc. I think one of the things that is really important is continuous improvement and constantly changing and evolving and making yourself better. And I think the problem why most people don't do that and they don't come to work and like, how can I improve my skills here, is because I think like this is pretty insignificant, right? And like in the grand scheme of life in the world, it kind of is. Like if you take all of Augusta, it's kind of insignificant, right? But the bottom line is the only way you can improve is if you take it seriously enough to be like, I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to improve a little bit every single day. And like even here, it's going to annoy you at times how much we do change and how much like I am going to like mess things up for you. And we're going to be like every week having to train something new because we are constantly trying to change and evolve and be better. And I think I understand it's annoying, and I apologize for that. And I understand it adds more to your workload, and it can be a little bit annoying. But at the end of the day, like if we're not doing that, we become irrelevant when it comes to business. And more importantly, when it comes to our like life in general, if we are not constantly trying to get better, like you're just never gonna make more money, never get anywhere in terms of relationships, physically, whatever goals you have, you're just never gonna be able to achieve them as fast as if you can just every single day, like, how can I improve what I'm doing every single day? And so I'd really encourage you to look at this job, even if you're only here for a year, or if you're here for 6 months, or you're here for 5 years. How can I come here every day and work on myself? Not necessarily work on the job, or work for Augusta, or for Mike, or whatever. How can I improve my skills and work on me? Whether it be the ability to grind, whether it be the ability to speak on the phone, whether it be the ability to de-escalate someone who's freaking out. Those are all skills that you can take anywhere else and be very valuable. And so this is something at the local shop, Nick, who was 2 years ago working at a baker as a liftee, is now down in Marysville, and you answer the phone call and do estimates for him. He was 2 years ago making minimum wage up at Baker, but literally came down, listened to Audible, these books and stuff we're talking about, like 200 or something of them. Mm-hmm. Really started to absorb, started to change, coming to work every single day, changed the way he spent money to save money to start the business. Just changed his whole life. And it was because his ability to recognize, okay, I need to learn and become better here, and I'm not going to do it if I just come to work every day and just like, whatever hits me, mm-hmm. Right? So that was kind of my takeaway, and I just encourage you to do that. This is really small right now. It's gonna grow a lot. It's gonna get really big. But like the core values, I think we talk about. Number one has to be core, like constant, continuous improvement. Mm-hmm. Like every day we're looking, how can we improve this? If you look around, like so many things that we even do every day here came from Lonnie, came from Liz, came from Rachel. Like the ideas of all of us together is what makes it special. And so I appreciate you all dealing with that issue of mine, and that is we are gonna always be changing and moving things around. And I understand it causes some chaos and confusion, but thank you so much. I know it also makes it somewhat hard to adapt and feel like you're doing well at your job because we are constantly changing stuff, and so I apologize again for that. But I think overall it's where we're trying to go and improve. And I really encourage you to do it in your personal life. It just is so helpful, and you'd be amazed at what you can change in yourself if you really buckle down and start thinking about, okay, what every day can I really improve here? And so, like, if you go back, even when I first started the podcast, I'm like by myself mowing out in the field, but like I just knew that like I could just take everything seriously and shoot towards what we were trying to do here, the mission of Augusta, that we'd get there. And it took a long time. Like, there's really bad moments, but like just buckling down and knowing why you're doing something is really important. And so even as we like talk about like the core values here, like figure out personally, like, what are my core values? Where am I driving? What am I going for? And I just encourage, like, whether or not Augusta's in that equation or not, like, just go for it.
So I think on the video that